afternoon, Floss Tube. It's Lisa here from the Shady Tree Stitches, and thank you so much for joining me for this little chat about my cross stitch hobby. It's currently Sunday the 31st of January, so the end of the month, and I am delighted to join with you to show you my progress. I have done a lot of stitches in the last 2 weeks since I did a normal video. The reason I didn't give you a video last week is I'd only worked on 3 pieces, and one of them is a secret model stitch, so I couldn't show you anyway. And this week I've only worked on the same pieces, but I need to do the video, so you are getting me here for a short while, I would say, today. So thank you. You won't need a huge cup of coffee or anything, because there's not a lot to see. All right, I have been a busy girl. I have gone back to school this week. Kids are back at school, I'm back at school, so stitching time has decreased somewhat, although surprisingly when it was holidays I had less to do, probably because of the challenge groups. A lot of them are kicking into gear next week for February, so you'll get lots to see, and as usual I'll be chatting about the challenges on the homework video, so if you want to know all about them, then feel free to check that out. I have good and bad news. The Daily 30 opened up for new members for a few hours and unfortunately, if you hadn't previously told me you're interested, then I didn't have time to message you and get you in. So if you are interested in that group, send me a message or comment below, and next time they open up, then I'll know who you are and who to add. All right, well, it's very exciting. My first thing to show you, don't dive shock, is an FFO, and here it is. Isn't it just stunning? All right, it's not fully finished because I've got this pinned on. I haven't sewn it on by hand yet, but this is my latest design from Paddock Lane Designs, and it is my secret model stitch that I have been working on for the last week or so for the Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. The girls wanted me to put in something with this particular theme, so I did, and I have been stitching on it. You can see it's quite a decent size. The stitching itself is 100 down by 204 across. I really enjoyed stitching it. It was a fun stitch, and I have been working my butt off on it because I only had a week to get it ready. So unfortunately I cannot show you yet, but I just want to record an FFO. That is pretty cool. I'm going to hang it up here so I can admire it. So I've just FFO'd it as a sort of one of my little quilty options because I don't have enough money to get lots of frames and they take up too much space. So I just sort of do my own little material frame in a quilt, and then I can hang them up and switch them around. All right, more about that in a couple of weeks when the magazine comes out. But thank you, and if you are an Australian, New Zealand person, or even international, and you'd like to see Australian designers and things for anything to do with needlework, it's not just cross stitch, then I suggest you look out for the Down the Rabbit Hole online magazine. So I have done 11,465 stitches on that piece since I started it last weekend. So that's pretty good. I worked solidly. I did about 1,000 a day. Seems to be one day I didn't do it. I'm not sure why. Oh, that was the day I had meetings and things after school. Yeah, so I did a lot. Since you saw me 2 weeks ago, I've actually done 13,723 stitches, but as you can see, 13,000 and 11,500 of that was the model stitch. That model stitch, for anyone that cares, is not one of my new starts because I am a designer. I have got an allowance for 1 model stitch. Well, sort of 6 in the year, 1 every 2 months. But it doesn't matter if I do, them all in the 1 month if I wanted to. It's just a numerical thing. After that, it become my freebie. All right, so what else did I stitch on? Well, I did some work on Farmhouse Christmas, which is now looking like this. So this is the grandmother's quilt block. It was a quick little stitch, and as you can see, it's nearly there. I've just got to finish doing the, here's the picture, might help. I just got to finish doing the insides of these squares, and then the border around the edge. And then that's my second last block to finish. So that one's going back, depending on prompts this week, but at the moment this one going back into its bag, ready to get pulled out again when I need something with snow, or if my wheel dictates it. Now, I also did a bit of work for some prompts on the old Time Wagons. So this one's possibly worth showing you. Previously it looked like this, because I don't have a lot to say too much. Probably worth me telling you what I've got. And now I have done 316 stitches and worked on that second horse and the people. So I've done a lot of the greens and that little guy next to the horse. So that's what it looks like at the moment. Really finding this a quick and easy stitch, Charles Westlocky Dimensions. And it is, I was working on for the Dimensions birthday sale in No New Starts group. So that's why I was working on that one. I don't see me getting any more done on it this week, unfortunately, because, oh, well, you'll see why with my next piece. Okay, the fourth piece then that I worked on, and I've done quite a bit on this too, is my ginger cat. And this is my oldest whip that I currently own. I think it was written in 1987, designed in 87 or 97. And so I've been working on this side and on his face, and I've done the ball and the paws and things, working through that. Now, my goal today is to finish this. So I'm gonna have two finishes today. The first finish being the model stitch, and the second finish being this darn cat. So he's gonna get finished tonight, which is pretty good. And that will make me very happy to get him out of the way. He works in for a prompt for Daily 30, something designed before 1990, which he is 1999, I think, and he definitely is. So he's going to get finished and be good for that prompt too. Last week I actually had to do like alternative stitches because I just was working on that model stitch. The other one I worked on, which I did, where is it? 318 stitches on, was my alphabet sampler. So this is for alphabet and semi-sane, and we were up to the letter B. So you can see there my 318 stitches on letter B. Didn't quite get it finished. Again, if I get time today, I will finish this off, because letter C I think is now on, so I can just work on this and actually get through to letter C and all those stitches, and then I can finish off this part of the pattern, which will be really exciting. So that's where I'm up to, and that, guys, is all I've stitched on. So it's not a lot of projects. I do have a couple little plans for next week, but see, the new month rolls around, so we'll be having my 4 zombie runs. Oh, sorry, there it is, the new one that comes every video. The zombie run one, so we've got my Maidens of the Season, my Little House Neighborhood, my Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf, and my Stitching Time. So those 4 will be getting their 2400 done between them. I want to see if maybe I can get my Little House Neighborhood, you know, closer to finish, so I want to try and double that one up this time. Oh, sorry, it's late in the afternoon, and that's what I would like to do. And then obviously my alphabet, and then the other one that I'm planning to do, the only plan I've actually made so far, is I'd like to work on the Cuore e Batticuore Lavender Farm, because for the No New Starts Aquarius, I've got to do some tulips and some amethyst, and these purple flowers, although not tulips, are purple flowers, and or tulips are purple, and there's lots of purple, and amethyst is purple. So I will be working on that one this week for something, and the rest of it will just depend on what the other prompts come through when they come through. There. All right, I got some haul. I have quite a bit of haul. It's very exciting. My first bit of haul on a stash unloading, I got the Medieval Town Mandala from Chatelaine. It's beautiful. And I didn't realize originally, but actually all 4 sides have different houses on them. So I'm really excited to have that. We'll worry about kitting it up and doing something with it later down the track. I then went to my stitchy group, and one of my lovely friends there gave me some gifts to work on. So we have got, I wanted to do this, I Belong to the Cross Stitch Nation, so that's it in its original colors. So I'm gonna have to get that one kitted up. And then we have Colony Bay, which is very by the Bay needle crafts. Comes in 3 parts, so you've got that part, and that part. So that will be really, really good. Another one is from the Scarlet House, and it's called the Smith Sampler. So I'll add that to my stash. And then also another one I've been wanting to do for ages, Twisted Band Sampler. Another Cricket Collection Beach. And Stitcherovia, Love is All You Need, from the magazine. So that is pretty exciting, and some of them are a gift and some of them are loans. So it's just lovely to have fellow people in the Stitcher community. She also was getting rid of a whole bunch of her fancy flosses that she doesn't use. She knows what she likes and she doesn't have any need for these, and it's no point me going through them all, but I'm trying to dig them out for you. So combination of mostly Gentle Arts. So I got colours that were in letters that I don't currently have. Then there's a couple of other ones from a couple of random designers. So a couple of those ones. Then some Cottage Gardens and Jay's Cross Stitch, Australian designer, and Dyer. Look at this one from Cottage Garden. That's so Christmas. It's going to be an ornament. And then she had some snippets of water lilies. So she very kindly sold me at a very reduced price all these beautiful water lilies. So they'll come in handy. You know, I like collecting things. I am a collector as well as a stitcher. I also got my beautiful colours of the month from the Threads in Time down in Tasmania, which I show you every month. So we have got Banker's Grey through to Bittersweet in the Gentle Art. We have Classic Colourworks. So these cost me about $26 Australian a month, which works out quite good value. Still, you know, they're fancy floss, so they cost. But spreading it out, Classic Colourworks. So we've got 6 of those to add to the collection. And then we have got some weeks. And the weeks are also in the B's, between BLs this time, between Blackbird and Blue Herald, I think. Read that word. Threads over. Oh, Blue Heron. It's a type of bird. So I mean, they don't match the colours at all. They're just in alphabetical order. But hey, lucky me, so I get to sort them out and do things with them. All right, well, that is pretty much all I've got for you today. As I said, a really short and sweet one. There will be 2 homework videos coming out this week, a weekly and a monthly. There's a lot happening monthly. There's so many new events in Semi-Sane. As I said, Crystal Academy is doing its tribunal again, so you can join that one if you want, but you have to be a consistent stitcher. So it's important, if you want to do that one, that you're prepared to at least stitch. You pretty much got to stitch 300 a week as a minimum to do that one, to not let your team down. And Magical Stitches is launching into its normal rotation, and of course Daily 30 is continuing to plod. They've been launched for a while. I don't think there's anything else I had to say to you guys other than it's really hot here. Summer in Australia is quite warm, as you can see. I'd like to give a couple of shout outs to a couple of Aussies lately. Knitting Nat Stitches did her long awaited video, and she said so many kind things about me, so thank you so much, Nat. I really appreciate it. I love hearing I have happy customers. And then I also do give a shout out to Dee Dee's Needlework, because Nicole there does a great job at supporting this industry in Australia, and she has a store you can buy things from as well. And then the last thing that is very exciting, and I don't know if I said it last video, but as of tomorrow, Paddock Lane Designs fabric is going to be on sale online on the JK Stitching website. It's so exciting. So if you want a bit of Paddock Lane Designs fabric, you can get it from her. It's pretty much the same price, but you can get it, save the postage and get it with your threads and whatever else you need at the same time. It's just what you see is what you get. If you see something you like but it's not the right size, then you'd have to PM me privately, and I can do a private sale for that. But I'd really like to thank Janet so much for the opportunity to be an exclusive supplier to her store. It's really nice. So you can only get Paddock Lane Designs things from me on my Etsy or my Facebook, or through JK Stitching. So that's really, really exciting news. And hopefully lots of people want it, and I will be doing much more dyeing. All right, so I think that's all. I will look forward to catching up with you guys during the week, and also next week. Just so you know, the monthly video is not going to come out till Friday my time, because I've got to work 3 days this week, and trying to get it together with the team across time zones is a bit tricky when those of us in Australia are at work during the day. All right, well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great week stitching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.